começando aqui o nosso programa Sem Saída. Vamos divulgar a cena hardcore punk de São Paulo e conhecer também novidades de fora também. Para começar o programa, a gente vai entrevistar rapazes de Portland, Estados Unidos, que estão aqui no Brasil para fazer uma turnê insana. São os caras do Red Dons. Eu gostaria de perguntar para vocês o que vocês estão achando aqui, a expectativa de vocês pro show aqui no Brasil.
So far, Brazil is wonderful. Audience feijoada all the time. And for expectations for shows, I don't know. It's been the first one. I think so far everyone seems pretty excited.
Yeah, I expect a lot of booing and throwing things at us, and hopefully we'll get deported around near the end of the tour so we can play as many shows as possible.
Play the best we can. The songs sound good. Hopefully people dig it. So as much as we do. And everybody's, as far as people, it's been amazing.
Yeah, everyone's nice, especially Mateus's parents. They've been wonderful to us.
Very hospitable.
And his mom's a great cook.
Como é que surgiu o nome da banda de vocês? E qual a influência de vocês, se vocês têm a referência, e quando começaram a tocar?
The name of the band comes from the Red Dons. It's the Cambridge Four, and there were 4 professors at the University of Cambridge that during and shortly after World War II were passing information to the Soviets against the Nazis. And at the end of the war, they all defected to the Soviet Union, and they were really high-placed. Like one was the son of the top Orientalist in England, another one was the art advisor for the Queen. And it's kind of a tragic story because in attempting to help the Allies against the Nazis, they defected to the other side and became these anti-heroes that now everybody hates because they chose the wrong side at the end of the war.
And then there's not much written about them because the Allies didn't like the publicity of people from the West defecting to the East, and then of course the Soviets didn't want people to know that they had defected as well because they were now working as spies basically for the Soviets, or at least giving them information that they knew about the West. So there's not a whole lot written about them, and it's hard. They think there's 4 of them, but they think there was also maybe a 5th. So sometimes they're called the Cambridge Five, other times they're called the Red Dons. So that's sort of the history, and we liked the anti-hero aspect of their history, so that's why we adopted the name. Yeah, most of our songs, it's more like what how politics and fighting governments actually affect normal people who don't have anything invested in either government. And so, like a lot of the songs, it's more about trying to deal with having politics thrusted upon you. It's not as much like, here's our political stance, like, because we kind of would try to take ourselves out of that and say we don't want a part of it. That's the whole thing. We just want to be left alone. We don't want governments dictating our lives, and that goes through, I think, all aspects of life. There's like actual governments and politics, but then that can manifest itself in your music scene, your punk rock scene. That can manifest itself in your work life or your home life, or all aspects. And so it's basically that's our political stance, is that we just don't want a part of any of these governments or these politics. We just want to, just be able to live our own lives.
Gostaria de saber de vocês se vocês conhecem a cena punk hardcore brasileira, se vocês têm alguma referência.
Of course, Os Replicantes. Every churrasco somebody plays Os Replicantes songs.
And then we were lucky enough to play 2 shows with Bush in Europe last summer, and so that was fun.
Essa foi a nossa entrevista com os caras do Red Dons. Para você obter mais informações sobre a tour dos caras, você pode acessar o blog dos caras, que é reddons.blogspot.com.